Alright, I'm just going to do a little quick comparison of myself chipping compared against Tiger Woods in 2000 when he was arguably the best player in the world, best player of all time probably, and where a lot of people would like to see him go back to. But a lot of it was his short game and putting and not so much the full swing. Obviously, he had issues then, full swing as he does now, but more focuses on it now because that's just the way we are. So. A couple things that I noticed right off the bat here is if you look at Tiger's setup, his shoulders are quite a bit open, where mine are probably pretty close to being square, maybe just slightly open. And then same with my hips. I mean, you can't see any of my backside, where you can see Tiger's hips are clearly open, and you can see his tailbone here. If he was wearing his new TW shirt that had the stripe down the back along his spine, you'd be able to see that it goes from his tailbone right up here to there. You'd be able to see that stripe on this shirt. So that shows you his rib cage and upper torso is rotated to the left some, exposing his back, where mine, obviously, we can't do that at all here. We can't see any of that. So I'm also going to do shaft plane here. So he's got his hands a little bit lower than I do. Some of that's probably being open just a hair as well. So as we go here, we're going to take this back to where his club's parallel to the ground. Right there. So you can see here that Tiger's club head is out in that area. And if we go to mine parallel to the ground, you can see the club comes inside just a little bit. And my club head is right there, in line with my hands a little bit. And some of that could be Tiger's trying to hit a little higher, choppier shot, and I'm hitting a kind of a standard little chip here. So some of that different placement could be that a little bit, but you can definitely see he's got more hinge in his wrist and roll in his left arm, where I've got a little bit more, I don't want to say hinge, but kind of cocking of the right wrist, so kind of almost hooding it, and rotation with the upper body. You can see how much of my chest you can see here versus where Tiger we can't see any. And so some of that is his setup was 20 degrees more to the left than mine. So if we rotate our bodies the same, he would have 20 less degrees here. So you can see setup wise he's about the same as we were at address. And if we look at my shoulders here, 37, so I've gone 50 and he was 20. So I've probably rotated a little bit more than him, plus started in a more square position, which is kind of where he's at now. He has the look now at P2 as I did at address. So that is a big change. So, and then as we go, like I said, he's in a higher, so he's going to have more hinge. But then coming down at we're going to call pretty much that P6. His club head is still outside the line, so in a steeper fashion, where mine gets back, and we're going to call that pretty much the same. It's inside the line a little bit. You can see it's coming down and in. So much steeper at a shallower attack. So kind of a weird thing. So I'm steep, but from the inside on a shallow path direction, or Tiger's steep on a steep path direction. So his contact's going to match up a lot better than mine is. So at the contact, P7 here, bodies look the same. His hips are rotated maybe just a titch more open than mine, maybe shoulders slightly as well. But you can see 2 clicks from there, he's quite a bit more open. So 2 clicks, I'm not as open, and my left shoulder isn't quite as high. So his body rotation's a little bit faster, more aggressive than mine. And you can see his left elbow kind of breaking down where mine's staying out here. So even though right here the body rotates nice and good, his left arm is working a little bit different. And some of that is a different type of shot, but I would assume just a standard pitch for him. The body would be working pretty much the same. He would just have a different face orientation. So another big thing I like to point out here is you can see his shoulder blades are kind of pinched together. You can see the valley right in here. That's a really, really good athletic move, where I don't have that look here. And then my right knee kind of dives in too. You can kind of see how it's bent. And I got this crater here, and his are kind of the same flex in the two knees, where I've increased it with the right. So just a few little things there to kind of point out a little bit differences. But I think the biggest thing is going to be that the setup position. So that's definitely something I'm going to work on and try to keep improving my my chipping, as it's probably now the weakest part of my game. So definitely room for improvement.